In the American Revolutionary War, supplies had to be moved by horse and cart, and many soldiers didn't even have shoes. So in winter, armies hunkered down in encampments. But they weren't exactly restful vacations. The Continental Army wintered in Morristown in 1777 and 1779. And both years tested the endurance of Patriot troops to the limit. Morristown, New Jersey, between New York City and Philadelphia, was a great strategic location for an encampment. But a good location didn't protect the Patriots against food shortages and rampant disease in 1777. Conditions were grim, and many men simply wanted to go home. That was a problem for George Washington, as most soldiers' enlistments ran out in January. Washington feared that by springtime, he'd have no army left, so he pressed for longer terms of service for soldiers, which Congress granted. The Patriots did their best to deal with the problem of disease in 1777 too. The Army's chief doctor, William Shippen, led a program of inoculation against the deadly virus, smallpox. Each soldier was infected with a tiny dose. Most were able to recover from a mild version of the disease and were then immune. In the long term, the inoculation saved many lives, making the Army more resilient. 2 years later, the Continental Army was back in Morristown. We usually think of Valley Forge as the worst winter ordeal, but the winter of 79 to 80 at Morristown was bleaker. Icy roads blocked supplies, and desperate soldiers ate tree bark, leather from old shoes, or cooked dogs. With morale at rock bottom, officers had to put down a mutiny in the Connecticut regiments. The economic situation was just as bad, with no funds available to pay soldiers, and suppliers no longer trusting the shaky continental currency. The Continental Army was perhaps in more danger during this winter than they were in any battle. But the memories of harsh Morristown winters melted away in the spring of 1780, with the news that the French army was on its way. The Continentals were no longer facing the British alone.